Good evening, and welcome to Science and Sorcery, the show where science communicators play Dungeons and Dragons. My name is Duckmurder Radovan, and I am your Dungeon Master tonight, and I am joined by the fantastic level 6 Fingerblasters. I almost said Flaming Heteros, which is almost them. Different group. No, we are joined by Sam, Khalil, Alex, and Rachel once again to continue our campaign, Witness to Ruin, with session 20. And they are on the hunt of some hunters who are also hunting them. So we'll see who finds who first. Last session, the party were ambushed by these bounty hunters who were trying to take away Emerald Snowflake, the Unkinda wizard blood hunter, and they failed, only because Muck became really big and also healed a lot, but I also still managed to knock 3 of you unconscious, so I'm taking it as a win for me. The bounty hunters then ran away, but not before infecting Cleric Nimbo with werebear lycanthropy. So that's a fun thing that they now have to deal with. Other things that happened, Nimbo, now possibly a bear, and Blurta, definitely not a bear, are performing in a drag show tonight as their personas Lumpy Moonshine and Opal Fruits. Will we get to that this session? We'll find out. But first, after terrorizing a local shopkeeper by insisting all of their names were Colin, you people, they have left the magic shop stocked up on potions and promising to come back the following day to get a quote from Elenion, the magic shopkeeper, for Hydra acid grenades that Blurta wants for Blurta reasons. And they are setting off to the harbor, where they expect to find, or hope to find, some more clues where these bounty hunters may have gone.
Before we go any further, we've had a redeem for Hatmar. So you've got a hat.
I'm wearing one!
No, another hat, an extra hat.
I was prepared for this.
And also thank you for the follow, Fate Earth, who has redeemed a science fact. So
Ooh.
If anyone's got one now, or you want to get one as soon as possible into the game.
We just
I
talked about
don't have a science fact, but I have a werewolf fact.
That's not science. That's not the
No.
redemption.
like
That is irredeemable.
some of the strongest stomach acids belong to species such as hyena and lammergeier because they need extra strong acids to digest bones. There you go.
Hyenas and what?
Lammergeier, bearded vulture.
Yeah.
Sick.
So are they the ones that drop bones to crack open for the marrow? Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Or they just eat the shards. They can actually. When there was a vagrant one around the UK a couple of years ago now, and I didn't realise they could eat like old bones too. Like they were literally like just somehow digest the bones of like sheep that have been dead for years, and I don't understand how that works.
That's amazing.
I like to think you found this out because you were going around to the butchers getting fresh bones to try to lure the lammergeier in, but then you saw it in the distance and it was just eating like an old skeleton somewhere that you'd spotted earlier, and you're like, shit.
I mean,
those
Lammergeiers that live in Kettering, of course.
Yeah, the famous.
Alex said there was a vagrant!
yeah, it was.
Alex said this whole story started that there was a vagrant in the UK.
Yeah.
I'm not just making up Kettering lammergeiers.
Anyway,
Oh,
Add
yeah.
that
Good
to
words.
Kettering by night, Alex. I won lammergeiers in it.
It was near
I think
Peterborough, I'll have you know.
thank you for the Science Fact Redemption Fair and welcome in.
Yes.
You're introduced to the chaos
Yes.
as what we do.
Yes. And Alex, you get a D8 a science dice for Blurta to use right off the top. Also, quick reminder, Muck was our MVP last time, so you've got a moment of awesome to use if you want to reroll something, do a cool stunt. We'll find out what you do.
I'm going to do a backflip.
I think that's what you used almost all of your moments of awesome for.
Is that awesome? Works every time.
Why wouldn't you do a backflip?
You need to up your decks.
Right, Nimbo.
Yeah.
-1. Right, where was I? Oh, I wanted to give a very quick shout out before we actually get into the playing to our lovely Twitch subscribers and Patreon supporters, because this week we bought a certain cleric a new microphone and camera. So we've got a nice 4D Khalil now. So
4D
thank you so
is
much
in
for
all of our
making.
homes.
Yes.
Ultra high definition.
Okay, so we need to get into some kind of situation where there's squelching noises in the ambience.
Yeah.
We can do that.
You are going
We
to
can do
the
that.
docks, so let's see what we can find. Again, thank you so much for everyone who made it possible for us to buy.
Yes, thank you
our
so much.
Lovely.
It's like
And,
those
and,
like
and I got earbuds as well. Thank you, guys.
And Rachel got earbuds last week as well. Yes.
For my tiny ears.
I got fuck all.
You're getting stuff, Sam, and you know what you're getting. So shut up. But we can't talk about that yet. You know what you're getting.
just like you know what you're getting.
Anyway,
Yeah,
anyway,
man.
anyway.
Khalil, in your home. This is already off the
game.
rails.
Shall we get to the game?
The game. The
Go
game.
on.
Nimbo, Blurta, and Muck have stepped outside of the Arcane Emporium in the Trade District. It is little before noon. You've still got quite a ways to go until the drag show this evening. You've got time to kill and possibly some bounty hunters. What would you like to do?
Okay, so we had the note about meeting docks at the usual place, but so have any of us actually spent time around here to know how big the docks are and stuff?
So Muck is from Lishold.
Yeah.
M has done a fair bit of wandering, so two of them are probably best placed. The docks they're a decent size, but they're like everything. You're in a small country, so it's not like expansive trade harbor. Like it's not like Rotterdam or something. It's
A reference which all of us get. Exactly.
Rotterdam is the largest harbor in the world, largest industrial harbor in the world. There's a fun fact for you. It might be Antwerp now. I can't remember.
Have
Leave
an-
me alone, Sam.
Have
I'm
an
doing my
economics dice,
best.
I guess.
It is. It's not. It's like similar size to the other districts in the city.
Okay. So, I mean, is there like a specific like inn for that area or like tavern?
If actually M and Muck, could you both make me history checks, please, to see if you or an investigation, one or the other, to see if you would know anything about these things.
Can I guide one of them?
You can get one of them.
It's too
I
late for me.
I'll guide him.
Okay. Thank you.
I already rolled and I got a 7. So
You've not spent a lot of time there.
nah.
I got
It-
25.
25. Yeah, M, you have made a tour of quite a lot of the inns in Lishold during your period as an underage student. You do know there are 2 inns that people generally speak of, and a few like more like kind of underground bars that kind of shift and change location and like off the grid type places where sailors go to get drunk. But you know of 2, and they are called. There is the Drunk Swan Inn, and there's a place called the Seahorse.
I will send a message to Nimbo because I am disguised as a small child.
Your disguise got magicked away. Did you recast it?
At the end of the last session, I said I cast it
You
before
recast
we
it, cool.
stepped
Yeah,
out.
yes.
I'll just send to Nimbo. I'm gonna go to the Seahorse, and the docks.
You want back
Is-
up?
Is that like
So that would have been in the message.
You can come. I'm just going alone. Separate. Which is just because I don't want to be around you and for us to be seen together as a...
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, Mark has a cloak in her inventory. Can I put that on, please?
Yeah,
It's
it's a
not
bit
like a
rainy out
disguise,
today,
but-
so yeah,
Ooh.
it's getting towards summer, so it's not that cold, but it's gray and drizzly, so you wouldn't look out of place wearing a cloak.
Okay, so
Nice.
what we could do is we do that thing that like adventurers do, where they get a cloak and they sit in the corner booth and just act mysterious and try and overhear stuff.
A scroll with 2 holes cut in the middle for eyes.
I think I think both of those might paradoxically draw attention.
The cloak as well.
I mean, to be honest,
Well,
we draw attention though.
Fair. We are famous,
We are famous
but
and
for
also
better
very
and
good
for
looking.
worse. Yeah, obviously. But yeah, do you want us inside or should we wait outside and
I'm
you
gone.
can
I'm not speaking to you.
Emma's like, you can see Em leave, like just turning the corner of the square that you're standing in.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe I'm quite big. I might wait in an alley round the corner. But make some noise if if anything comes up. Get Em to message me. But I don't know. They want to be left alone.
I mean, I don't quite understand what their plan is, but whatever. That's
Neither do I.
It's
That's
it's
why
gonna
I
take
think.
you about 35-40 minutes to walk down to the docks, so you've got a lot of time. It's out of the city gates and like through the fields, basically.
Yeah, we could definitely catch them up before we get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
they don't. They've said they'd rather not. So I think there's a chance they might need backup.
I mean,
But should we trust? Let's trust them. Let them cook.
I think Em is at a time in their life where maybe they just need a little bit of independence, and just giving them a little bit of space might boost their confidence.
well,
Yeah,
that's-
I guess I went through coming of age in the forest recently, so I'm just trying to
As the most grown up among us.
yeah, as the adult in the room, basically. No offense, Nimbo. I think let's give them a bit of space.
okay. Then my other suggestion is we find somewhere to buy a fuckload of rhinestones for our outfits this evening.
I still think that it would be good for us to be nearby.
Up ahead, I'm just thinking in my head. I really hope they are coming.
What?
So yeah. So I guess we could find somewhere to post up nearby, but just not
Yeah,
cramp their style.
that sounds like a good compromise. Let's do that.
Okay. Yeah, you follow eventually, and if you glance behind you, they're not stealthy. You do eventually see Nimbo, Blurta, and Muck. Muck now wearing a cloak, but still a nearly 7-foot tall half orc.
Just like Franklin.
You can see the
Nimbo
muscles
and
through the coat.
Blurta.
Yeah.
And more just the companion she keeps. You do notice them eventually following you
Is that-
as you make your way out of the city and down the road towards the docks.
out of quick interest, well, actually, I guess I'd be asking this to Muck, who doesn't actually know the answer. It's like, so these inns that we're maybe going to, like, is it like one of those seedy like ones?
I hope so. But I don't know. I don't know. I didn't have much of a
know
social
a
life
little
when I was
bit
here.
about them.
But Em didn't tell us.
Em did not tell you. Em just said, I'm going to the Seahorse, and that could have meant anything. There was no indication this is a location.
Okay, so
It
maybe
might
there's
just
like
go to find a seahorse.
maybe there's like a talking magic seahorse or something.
I genuinely thought I had missed something, and there was like a carousel by the docks that had seahorses instead of
Maybe.
actual horses.
Ooh,
I
that
think
could
it's
be
that.
fun.
Ooh,
Yeah.
maybe
Or
there's
maybe
like
the seahorse is a person.
it's like a
Rachel,
vigilante.
could you roll me a percentile die, please?
So who?
D100.
Who's rolling?
You.
Oh, okay.
This is Muck's hope.
Okay. Okay, 1, please. Roly. 74.
Okay, well, you'll see when you get there whether or not there is a seahorse carousel.
Yes!
Right. You enter the dockyards first. This is a busy place, very clearly working dock. There's fishermen working on their boats, some docks coming in, some leaving. Given this is the docks are located on a river that leads into a lake, you don't have tides or anything to worry about, so people come and go throughout the day. And it's generally, these people are a little bit more ordinary than the ones you see in the city. These are just hardworking folk rather than, the mix of like nobles and poorer people that you might find in the city, within the city walls. But you know the Drunk Swan Inn. You walk past it on the way to the Seahorse. Drunk Swan is the largest inn, generally where most travelers might stay, because it's right on the promenade, very prominent on the promenade. But you keep going past the Seahorse Carousel, which Muck has willed into existence,
Yes.
and go further into the little warren of alleyways until eventually you make it to the Seahorse. A seedy inn that is just tucked away off of a street in the corner. Even though it's now about noon, big burly Goliath stood outside watching you, a small child, approach. What would you like to do?
Are there any kind of alleyways around?
Yes, absolutely.
Like windows above? Can I see anything like that?
Make me a perception check, just because you also ask about windows.
Yep, of course. Oh, natural 20. Ooh.
Okay. So there are you looking for just windows open on the inn building itself?
I would be looking around,
Just in general.
like the immediate next to and whatnot. Would be
There
good.
are a few windows that are open. There's like washing hung between some of them, but you can see there are people who appear to be people inside most of the houses as well.
Mhm.
There are a couple you can see where you don't see any movement, but they are a little bit high up. There are alleys you can, like, there's one alley that goes around this building as well, and a few others tucked away, but they're further away from the Seahorse.
Okay. And in terms of previous time that I've spent here,
Yes.
I would imagine that M would have tried to be sneaking in previously rather than going in the front door as an underager. So would I know of any ways?
I think we'd said the way that worked in your backstory is that you had a disguise you wore.
Yeah.
Is it like the tabaxi equivalent of like a Groucho Marx like mustache?
I was imagining a fursuit on top of the fur,
It was kind of a fursuit on top of fur.
Where did you even get that from?
So the equivalent of a skin suit. on
No,
top
this
of
is
skin.
not on me. This is M's backstory
Okay.
being revealed.
Emerald Snowflake's fursona. That's all it is.
I think it'd be better if it was like your fursona was like one of those horrible hairless cats.
Oh no, that stands out too much. Stands out.
Anytime M
completely.
Hey,
goes to the inn, they have
If you
to
take
shave.
that back, Alex.
Your skin sona.
Back
The Sphinx is a noble cat.
It is, but it would stand out too much for what I would be hoping. Okay. Open windows on the end, did you say again? Sorry, just...
There's one, but it's on the front of the building, and it's like 2 stories up, so you'd have to climb. And the
that
Goliath
seems-
is just staring at you as you're checking out the building.
Hi, I'm Colin. It's a lovely building.
No.
Okay. trying to tell you it's a nice building. I will just wait for others to arrive. Well, you should have some more confidence in your architecture. It's a very nice building.
But then build it.
Well, you should have more confidence in your employer's building. It's a very nice building.
I think the rest of us three kind of pull up at the junction, and like we're on the other side of the junction and kind of looking at Colin, and like I whisper to the others, like, I mean, of course I trust them, and I know they've probably got a plan.
I don't know about that second.
I don't quite get it yet.
Don't have a plan. I just didn't want to be with you.
But you also wanted us to follow.
Did not make that clear.
Cats are fickle.
Action, please, no, not like that. You see, out of the corner of your eye, you see the shapes of Nimbo, Muck, and Blurta appearing, and they've just sort of stopped at the edge of the alley.
Muck, like, if we're around here, like, do we need to pretend to be poor?
The docks, the Noble District's not that far away, I guess. I mean, I've never been to the docks personally, but that's not because I'm not poor. It's just because I don't really have much business there. I like to avoid places where trades happen.
I mean,
I've definitely seen a lot of your father's employees around, Muck.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all the rich people do seem to just be passing through.
Also, I think more important than like how rich we look is how us we look, because we are looking for people who are hunting us. So I cast Disguise Self on myself, and because I'm a furbolg, I can make myself look, I think, up to 3 feet shorter.
I think
So I'm not going to go full 4 foot because that seems a bit excessive, but I'm going to be a 5'9" king. I'm gonna be a wood elf looking person. In like, reasonably nice clothes, but not like fancy.
Yeah.
But the type of person who like you wouldn't really look twice at, and you wouldn't expect to kind of have been barred or from anywhere or anything like that.
Easily done. Yeah.
I have a
Easily
disguise kit here.
Are you going to do your makeup in the middle of the street?
Not in the middle of the street, but I mean, Muck.
We're in the alley.
Yeah.
Yes, but all of the streets here are alleys.
Okay.
Can't you go?
I'll hold out my cloak.
Can't you go into your lantern and do it?
Yeah, but then I can't go into it all day, which seems a bit of a waste. I was just Nimbo, you guard the entrance to this alley and say we're peeing, and then.
You watch as suddenly Nimbo is now a 5'9" half elf, and Blurta and Muck are walking off.
No, my plan's not going well.
What plan?
Do you say this out loud?
No,
because I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
I will send another message to Nimbo and just be like, so what's the plan?
And there's a bit of a pause. And then you hear, oh, I thought you had the plan. We're here. I look different. Blurta's going to look different. And Muck has a hoodie.
Good plan. I left because last time the mage knew I wasn't a child. So I didn't want to stay with you. Thank you for following.
I still don't fully understand, but do you want to meet up in the alley? Because now we're all going to look different.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, casually, dum-de-dum, and I walk, after having stood still for like 12 seconds in silence to any outside observer, I'm gonna yawn expansively and stroll off to the mouth of the alley.
Yeah.
And
The
anytime
Goliath does glance at you like, what's up with that guy?
I say, she's peeing.
Yet again, confuse an employee of an establishment you are about to frequent.
And anyone who walks past the mouth of the alley, I'm like, sorry, they're peeing.
Yeah, there are occasional passersby, and none of them are like really paying much attention to you until you say this.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, even if they're not coming into the alley, even if they're just walking past the alley, we're like,
Yes,
they're peeing.
yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And just
you go and join the others as Colin, the small human child.
So we've got Colin and
Yes.
Elf Me, and
Yes.
we've got
Hoodie Muck.
Hoodie Muck. And what's Blurter's vibe?
Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is, the problem with Blurter, I mean, there's many problems with Blurter, but the the pertinent problem with Blurter is that I feel like a teenage girl who's bald with an eye patch is quite a distinctive look.
Your disguise kits, you do have a wig,
Okay.
which you purchased for the drag show. I cannot recall what it looks like.
It's bright, like neon red, I believe. But
You can also have a simpler wig, given you have a disguise kit that
Okay.
can have like a different wig in it as well.
okay, can it have a wig that's just like a swoop over like my eye patch?
Yes. It's like
Yes.
early
Oh,
like
hair.
2000s emo hair, including the dye job.
Yes,
You
perfect.
just hear like the first
skunk
note
hair.
from Welcome to the Black Parade.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
I thought
Can
emotional.
you make me a disguise kit check, Alex?
I'm not
So a
proficient
dex
in one, I
check,
think.
and if you are proficient with disguise kits, you get to add your proficiency bonus.
Sorry, do you say it's a dex check?
Dex,
I'm not
yes.
proficient. So that is a
And
good
you are
old-
guided.
And you are
By
guided.
us, guider.
Okay, that is 10 then.
Okay, well, given that your cleric was praying to the god of nature, you look a bit wild. It's not the most effective disguise, but if no one looks too closely, it'll be okay.
I'm picturing it's like one of those like Hollywood disguises where they just like put on a pair of sunglasses. It's like if
Pretty
anyone
much,
was
but
looking for me.
with the wig, it's like this could be a celebrity who's wanting to not be seen, or it could be a real sus person.
Yeah.
It depends on how the bouncer's feeling.
Or both.
Also,
well, is it not
given
going to be that in that moment we've had she's peeing Via's guide?
Yes, guidance does have a verbal component as well, but you're far enough away that unless Nimbo's yelling everything, the bouncer's not paying attention.
But there is someone walking past the mouth of the alley when I say, Vias, guide her, and I say, cystitis.
My earphone dropped out.
I'm going to take 4 points of psychic damage.
Me too. The passerby just drops dead from the psychic moment. It's commoner stat block.
Do you want anything
just-
from the kids while I got it out?
Nah.
Just a point of order, given I know that both Nimbo and M use it quite a lot. This guy's self is not infallible. People can investigate. So just if you do real sus stuff and the person you're talking to doesn't have dispel magic, like a certain shopkeeper, you might still get caught. But just because it's not come up before, right? Okay. Are you still Colin, the small child? Because it's getting close to an hour of duration as well now, with walking down and then.
Okay, how long has it been then? Like, you said it would take like 35 minutes to walk here.
It'll be 45 minutes.
It's another spell slot being used up. I'm just gonna hope for the best. I don't want to use another slot.
Okay.
Do you want my cloak? I don't know how much it's gonna help.
I think if it happens, then I will just run. Because I've used up slots.
Well, how about this? And from about a foot above the shoulders of this 5'9" half elf, you see out of nowhere appears a cloak, which is my my regular ass cloak. And I can say, well, why don't you just like, at least make yourself a little shawl or something?
Okay, yeah. Well, I'll drop.
You do have lovely distinctive like fur, recognizable.
I'll need to drop my child disguise because
Yes.
Will you?
if I'm
Given
wearing a
that-
7-foot tall cloak on a
No,
small
I
child.
mean, like you can make it into, it's just a rectangular
Oh.
cloth. So you can make it into like a poncho or like a shawl or something.
Given that M's currently
Yeah.
disguised self into someone shorter, this wouldn't work.
This is his
Because-
cloak hanging in here.
Well,
In the same way, Nimbo's shoulders aren't up here.
Yeah. So okay.
Cal
So
M's
I
neck isn't in line.
I bundle
either.
it up and I give it to M and I say,
If I need it, I'll use
you
it.
know, if you need it,
Okay,
try not to lose it. Though. I
Okay.
do like that.
I'll do my best.
Thanks.
Now, dressed very interestingly, you make your way back to the seahorse. The Goliath is still stood outside, still leaning, watches
He's
you
done peeing.
approach. Good. Don't need
Thank
that
bias.
inside. Right.
Sorry.
Adults?
Yeah, 4 of us. Can we just pop in?
Looks straight at Colin.
He's with us. Work experience.
I'll get a meal.
Substantial.
Yes.
Mhm.
Work experience.
Yeah, thank you for looking after him. Sometimes he gets away from us, but we'll
Who
keep
do
an
you
eye on
work
him.
for?
Don't worry.
Who do you
Mhm.
work for?
Did you?
Sorry, I was gonna look at the nearest crate. Does it have Muck's parents' family's company on it?
It does. It does. And the name of the company is.
I just read the brand name off the nearest crate.
It's PNS, I believe. PNS shipping.
We work for Penis.
Sorry, it's called GPS, not PNS. Yes.
Sorry, we don't work for Penis. Sorry, GPS. Sorry, slip of the tongue. Wink. And yes, he said wink.
Make a persuasion check.
Woo.
Guide
Oh, that was
yourself.
not in the box. I can't. It'd be too obvious.
Cannot
Yeah.
guide yourself in a conversation unless you want
Oh,
people
dear.
to know. You're
Oh,
asking
no.
the gods to help.
No.
That's a 3 total.
Wow.
That is-
Your glance to the crate was not subtle. Goliath looks at it.
Okay, put it this way. What's your wage?
I don't think that's any of your business.
Would you like to supplement your wage?
I don't think that's any of your business.
Just a friendly offer. If I was to leave a small pile of gold, would that make you occupied?
No kids inside.
Okay.
Hey, buddy, do you like drag?
Looks at you again.
This conversation is wild.
This is the most ridiculous conversation, and I'm not included in it yet.
Look, we don't do drag here. If you want drag, you gotta go to the hag. Alright? It's in the back streets. Now the 3 of you can go in, the kid stays out.
Colin,
Okay,
looks like you.
I'll go kick rocks in the alley.
That's a good pastime.
Well, careful, because she peed.
I did.
Hmm.
Cystitis.
Come on, one of you's got to have some cystitis facts going on.
This whole stream was a mistake. This is where we're quitting. No more science
This
in
is a
D&D.
particularly
wait.
bad one.
But also, Dagmar, say that sentence again. and say that's not a cystitis fact. Anyway.
Someone's fired. I'm taking that mic back.
Yeah, Colin, we'll be back in a sec.
Okay.
Right. Nimbo, Blurta, and Muck walk in.
I think as we're going in, I'll kind of try and make eye contact with M, and kind of be like,
Blurta, the Goliath is not fooled at all by your disguise.
I mean,
but also doesn't stop you.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's very clear that he realizes, like, who are these people? For the second time today, you get that response from an individual.
I mean...
You enter the Seahorse to find inside a dive bar. There's a couple of tables occupied. There's this really quite small gnome behind the counter. And at the tables, there's a group of Dragonborn who are all speaking... My mouse has disappeared, sorry. There it is. A group of Dragonborn speaking in a language you're not quite... like, you can't quite place the accent. And at one of the other tables, there is a halfling man with a really high chair, so that he can rest his feet on the table and tip his chair back. So just bare feet on the table.
Does he have a sippy
sipping
cup?
a pint. He does not have a sippy cup.
So once we're out of earshot of M, I'm just like, I just turn to the others and it's like, what is it with these characters that M comes up with?
I mean, I guess, a child is a good decoy, just maybe not if you're trying to get in somewhere. Let's go over to one of the booths. Can we go over to like a table that is near a window on the alley side, please?
The alley that the Goliath is standing in, or the other alley?
The alley that Colin is.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. The windows are kind of grimy, and they're the kind that have like the like lattice, like metal lattice in them. So you can see M, but it's not the clearest image.
Oh, they okay.
Open.
They open, but they're not climbable.
Sorry, this is old glass fact. So I don't know if any of you or the viewers at home have heard of the sort of the story about why old glass is sort of tends to be thicker at the bottom, and the sort of urban legend version of it is because glass is still a liquid and sort of gradually flows down, but that is not the case. It is just a byproduct of how it was produced.
Oh, and they just decided, like, we'll put the fat bits at the bottom.
Yeah. I mean, I've already got a die, so I can't have another one, I assume. But just facts.
It's like how people think aluminium foil, the shiny side needs to be down to trap the heat, but the shiny side's just because when they produce it to make it thin, two sheets of aluminium rubbed together, and the shiny side's just the bit that gets rubbed against the other piece of aluminium. There is no actual difference between which side's up or down.
Oh, that has made my kitchen life a lot less stressful. Like the amount of
so glad.
Kitchen fact with science and sorcery.
the amount of time I spend stressing about whether I'm optimizing my thermoregulation. Anyway,
no. Right.
Okay,
no,
so these windows are not climbable.
This one is quite small, which seems to be standard. The ground floor windows aren't very big. M could probably fit through, but it wouldn't be like a quick action.
Cool. It would need
yeah.
Okay.
Someone would have to distract the bouncer at the very least.
Yeah, it would need a distraction. Okay.
Yeah. And the bartender would notice someone coming in through the window as well.
I'm gonna say
a menu.
There is no menu.
Okay. Do they do food or is it just drink?
Unclear.
How long is left on my timer?
10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to the bartender.
Yep.
And just be like, "Are we in morning or afternoon?" Not just
It's a little past noon now.
afternoon. Just like, what kind of stuff you got on the menu here?
We got pretzels.
What,
And we got, let's see what's come off the ship. I can do you some canned oysters, canned mussels, and we got some fresh eels.
Okay, so but I'm gonna basically what I want to do here is request the most complicated, time-consuming thing to prepare to distract him.
You get the impression this is not that kind of establishment.
Well, I mean, like, if he's got live eels, is he just going to give them to us live, or is he going to cook them?
No, fresh eels, not live eels.
Okay, okay.
Yes. You do not know how they come prepared.
Okay, could I get some eels?
How many? 3?
How big are they?
Eel-sized?
Like, could I eat?
I don't know.
Could I eat 2 of them? Is what I want to know.
I don't know. I've never met you before.
Okay. Could a regular person eat 2 of them?
I couldn't.
Okay, let's go for 4, and then there's a bit left over. Right.
Sure. Oi! Mac! 4 eels! You hear someone call out from what you assume is the kitchen. Alright, 4 eels!
Okay.
Anything to drink?
Yeah, just
House brew?
yeah.
3 of them? Or 4? So there's a little bit left.
Let's go 5.
Alright. She gives you 5 pint glasses of just like bog standard ale.
Okay. Okay,
Well,
so
enjoy.
I'll take them back. Yep. And how much will that cost?
I'll be for in this place altogether. Food and drink will be like 6 silver.
Okay. I'm gonna throw on an extra silver for a tip.
Appreciate it.
Okay. So, and I sort of go back over to the table with all the drinks. It's like, so, I was trying to distract them to get a bit of time, but we now have some extra beers if we want to like spill them on someone to cause a scene or anything.
Okay. I mean, if we're gonna get the bouncer away from the door, that's probably gonna involve one of us getting in trouble. Which is gonna draw attention. If we're trying to hunt people who are hunting us.
And that's the thing, we don't want to get kicked out because then there's no point to M getting in.
Just like,
So confused by what your plan is.
I don't even know what the aim is, really.
Why the fuck are we here? Why the fuck are we in this pub?
I don't know. Em might know. Sam, what's
Okay.
Em up to outside?
Can we lean up to the window and just like, why are we here in this part of the town anyway?
Did you actually just want to see the building?
Because you didn't tell us this. I don't think you even named this place to us.
I did. I didn't ask for the name of the inns in this place. Someone else asked what the inns were, so I said I'm going to go there because I know these places, because we knew that these people were somewhere in this part of town. So we're here for a reason. I wanted to come here because I didn't want I in disguise so that I didn't get seen as being with you all. But somehow M's the weird one.
This is fantastic.
My disguise is probably gonna have dropped, I'd imagine, after all the time.
It's like you've got a few minutes left, so you can
Okay.
get away, so your disguise doesn't drop in front of the Goliath.
I think at this point I am just gonna like redo this guy's self just as Joe Bloggs, a regular human man, and try to enter the bar.
Okay, yeah. Yep. Goliath asks, "You an adult?"
Yes.
I gotta check. It's the law. Come on in.
No, thank you very much. Doing your job.
Right. Yeah, you enter no problem. You see Nimbo, Muck, and Blurta sitting with 5 pints, and as you enter, 4 steaming eels get brought out to them as well.
Okay. I am gonna look around and see if there's anyone in here who I recognize from anything that we've been up to recently.
No one you recognize. So there's the bartender who's just brought. The bartender. There's another gnome who's just brought the eels out and has gone back to the kitchen. There is the halfling, and then there's the few dragonborn who are playing some kind of game, but you've never seen this game before. Seems to involve throwing sticks at each other.
And
Speaking Draconic, by the way.
They are not speaking Draconic.
Okay.
It is a language from a different realm, so not common.
Okay.
Okay. And what would I know about the regular kind of people who would frequent this bar?
This is the place where you would expect criminals to gather, generally.
Yeah.
You have once again managed to pick that establishment.
No. That's what I was hoping.
Yes. Okay. Good. Yeah. So you would expect. You didn't notice any tattoos that would mark the bouncer as one of the sinless, but there is the potential for this place to be run by them, or for members of the sinless to be here. This is definitely a higher chance than the other inn, the Drunk Swan.
Gonna go up to the bar.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. What can I get you?
House brew would be lovely. Just one, please.
Well, there you go. 5 copper.
Okay, I'll hand that over. Can I look around and check if there's anyone listening to me?
The halfling is seemingly keeping an ear to everything, but he's got his eyes closed as well. His head's tilting occasionally.
Okay. So
You're right, the rich.
Yeah.
Khalil will be right back, I'm sure.
He will be.
So what I'll do then is take the stone out, place it on the bar, and just kind of, I can't remember the guy's name because Locke. Right. Found this on the street and wondered if it might want to make its way back to whoever lost it, and whether it might be someone that is a regular here.
It's pretty. I don't recognize it.
No.
You, Waldorf, mate. He's here a lot.
Waldorf. Okay.
He, nudges her head towards where the halfling is. One eye cracks open as he hears his name.
Hi.
Can I help? I'm Waldorf. Who are you?
I'm Egbert.
Nice to meet you, Egbert. What can I do for you?
Possibly, is there a kind of quieter place we can talk? I don't want to get anyone in trouble, you know.
That lot can understand us. Points to the Dragonborn. This lot's, I don't know what they're doing. They're fucking weird.
Why have they got 5 pints?
I don't know.
And 4 eels is a lot.
Well, I could finish 2 myself, so.
Oh, fair, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know what they're up to, but, they're far away enough, so as long as we don't talk too loud.
Okay. Slide the same stone over again and just trying to make sure this gets...
Where'd you get this?
Found uptown. Just want to make sure it makes its way back to the right person. Not trying to get anyone... you know, if that fell into the hands of the wrong people, they might.
Oh. It's already in the hands of the wrong person, you ask me. Locke's a real piece of shit.
Oh right. Okay.
You a friend of his?
Never met them, but just know that it belongs to probably like a mage or similar, and just wanted to make sure it like gets back to the right person. Thought this might be the sort of, no offense, place that you might find.
I don't like him. Did used to hang around here. Doesn't anymore.
Right. You seen him recently, or know someone who might?
I haven't seen him. Might have seen someone who might have.
You might have.
Might have.
Who might that be? I'll take
I
it.
don't like to. Yes?
No, I'll let you finish what you're gonna say.
Don't like to snitch.
Oh no, not snitch. I just want to get this back to her.
Now, that lot is snitching, alright?
Which
I don't know who you are. Egbert.
Just a nobody from the town. Found this, wanted to make it its way back.
Make me a persuasion check.
I need to get, what's my modifier? That's going to be a 15.
15? Yep. He's still a little bit wary, but more in a like general wariness rather than an outright suspicion you're lying to him. Look, Locke and his friend. Big trouble.
Right.
Don't really want to tell you in case I get in trouble. You get me?
Oh no, I as I say, I don't want to cause anyone any problems.
I'll tell you, but it's got to be something in it for me.
What can I do for you?
Anything?
Well, within reason. Like,
Usually people just pay me, but you know,
Well,
I've got some chores.
Oh, but payment's fine. Like,
Yeah, payment's good.
what can
Standard rates.
What's the standard rate? This is not my life. I don't do this. As I say, I'm just a humble man trying to do a good deed.
20 gold.
Call it 25 for the trouble.
I like you, Egbert. You're a good man.
Oh,
Alright, let's see the money. I'll tell you where I saw a person who might know something about Locke.
okay, I'll give over the 25 gold.
Okay. Used to run with Locke. These two acrobats, Svenka and Polly. Don't anymore. Don't like the rest of that crowd, but saw Svenka going into a building next to the drunk Swan the other week.
Oh, okay.
No. Might look around there.
What is the building next to the Swan? Is it anything important, or
I think it's just the house.
just the house? Okay.
Yeah.
Can I buy you a beer? Just to say thank you.
No,
This
you
evening?
just bought me. I can't do the math, but you bought me a lot of beer already, Egbert.
Okay. Well, if you ever need anything, maybe I'll be back around this part of town at some point.
All right.
I will walk back out the door, and as I'm going out, I will send a message off to WtR. Enjoy your beers. I know where we're going. I'll meet you back outside when you're ready.
Okay. How many words is it? Sorry.
Yeah, to WtR, yeah.
25.
Yeah. So. Okay.
There's no limit on message. It's just a
It's-
short
yeah.
message.
Okay. Okay. It might take a while. This is a lot of eel.
It's a lot of eel. Also, Sam, I believe we've regained a cleric.
Oh, have we?
Yes, I didn't want to interrupt because we were.
That's fine.
Em was having a moment.
There
There
we
he
are.
is.
Boop, boop, boop.
Briefly
So I cast
trapped.
Call Lightning, and
You're getting attacked in your flat, Khalil. Right. No. So what you missed, Khalil, is M disguised as Egbert has found out information that someone, an acrobat who Locke the wizard used to hang out with, named Svenka, was recently seen going into a house next to the other inn in this district.
nice.
Also, while you were close to the halfling's feet, because they were on the table the whole time, you did notice the Sinless tattoo on his ankle.
Oh.
That's a nice place to have a fashionable tattoo.
It is. If you
Okay.
don't wear shoes, though, it's an odd place to advertise your membership of local criminal gangs.
Well, noted.
Don't take tattoo advice from this show, is all I'm saying. Right.
I have a tattoo on my
Nimbo,
ankle, I'm feeling
Glorta,
this hat.
Nimbo,
Sorry.
Glorta, and Muck. You have a lot of eel and 5 pints to get through.
Muckdown's a pint.
It's
I'm
not
Paul.
great.
What I was going to do when the internet cut me off, which must have been a deep state or something, I was going to go to the. I'm just going to go wash my hands before I eat. I was going to go to the bathroom and turn myself into a hybrid bear person, but still disguised as a 5'9" kid.
Can you please make me a wisdom saving throw?
That's a natural 20. Do I turn into 2 bears?
No, you turn into a were hybrid,
Perfect.
rather than into a bear, which would have made you drop this guy's self.
Yeah. So Nimbo is really feeling himself. Like really he is one with. I think being disguised as something else kind of loosens his ego and his sense of self and detaches that in a way that allows him to meld better with this bear spirit that's inside him. And so you see this 5'9" elf duck as he comes out of the bathroom door, even though the lintel is like a foot above his head. Like stoops heavily, and you hear the floorboards creak. But I go back to the table and absolutely demolish the remaining eels, and
Easily done.
as many pints as are in arm's reach that people aren't already drinking, and then I kind of try and kind of politely wipe my mouth, but I'll face the wall so that it's not obvious that I'm wiping in a weird place.
The space above your...
Yeah.
It's gonna be obvious regardless, because you're literally, like, your arms
Okay,
need to reach quite high.
We'll scratch that then. Well, no, because if it's my illusory arm, to my illusory face. Anyway,
That's fair.
so then I will then belch loudly and not follow, but I'll leave after M. And I will be lending my keen sense of smell now to the search.
Yeah.
I mean, assume
It smells pretty fucking horrible here.
It
Because
smells of
even though-
eel burps.
Right now, as soon as you step outside, it's a mixture of, like, rotting fish, like algae and piss.
Okay, so from now on, I'm going to be constantly kind of scanning for the scent of my progenitor werebear.
Yes, absolutely. Right. Yeah. Once you finished your drinks and your eels, you go outside to see the human man. Egbert is waiting for you outside.
Hello.
Ah, yes. Hello, person we know. Shall we?
Shall we? Yes, over to the other inn. I can't remember the name of it.
Swan?
I
Drunk
also
Swan.
don't
Drunk Swan.
The drunk swan.
Drunk
Thank
Swan.
I just
Right.
flip my like swoop. Just be like, whatever.
you. The wig like slips and is now unskewed.
Yeah.
Forgot the cap, so even though you're bald, the wig's sliding a lot.
Yeah.
Ask me how I know. Right, yeah. You go back to the main promenade to Drunk Swan Inn, and it's easy enough to locate the building on the left of the inn that Waldorf told you he had seen his former colleague Svenka enter.
Okay, so I will relay that this is where Waldorf said that.
Yeah.
And yeah, do we see anything on the doors?
What are you looking for?
Like, sorry, people on the doors.
Oh, like
Yeah.
there are people passing here, but no one is standing like at the door or anything. It's just like fishermen walking past, people going in and out of the inn.
You hear a kind of a moist huffing sound, kind of like a thank you for the microphone. As you know, my much larger than you can see nose is kind of huffing in this air, really trying to like use all of those like billions and billions of chemoreceptors in the moist lining, which helps to kind of get stuff from the air to dissolve in it and meet these receptors.
Make a D8.
Thank you. I am looking for any familiar smells, especially bear mummy.
A perception check at now disadvantage because you said the phrase bear mummy. No, at advantage.
I'm going to use that nerd dice immediately because that was a lackluster roll. Is that perception, you say?
Perception, yes.
22.
22, yeah. It's very difficult to tell out here because you're so close to the water and all of these like fishy scents that are like assaulting your nose. But as you're leaning quite close to the door, you do get the slightest hint of werebear.
I nudge
blood.
M. Oh, and blood.
Yeah, she was
I nudge
bleeding.
M and say, she's been here whilst bleeding.
Right place. Okay. So we've got the What do we think? Is it?
I'm ready.
We want to go in here?
Is there only one entrance that we can see?
You've only looked at the front of the building.
We should do a full perimeter check.
Yep. Can I jog around to do a perimeter check?
Sure, make me a perception check while you jog around.
I will stick with Muck on this.
You can.
I will stick with Blurter.
Oh,
If either of you are proficient in perception checks, you can make the check at advantage.
Yeah, I am.
I am too.
Not Blurter, because Blurter's not there.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry, my computer's been super slow.
Oh no,
Jesus
that's okay.
Christ. Okay. 10.
Right.
Oh, sorry.
You do spot a little alley. This isn't a difficult check. So you spot an alley that seems to be the surface entrance for the inn. And you think you can identify from that which of the windows on the back of the house belong to the house you're interested in. There's like, you know, one of those fire escapes that has a ladder you pull down? That, but without the actual like fire escape platformy bits. Sort of like a ladder that's quite high up that seems to be, in case of fires, for people to go out the windows.
So is the ladder up?
It is.
Yeah. Okay.
I can get it. I can jump really high. Because I've got the jump
am I there?
spell.
No, it
Not
was
yet. It's
me
just
and
M and Muck right now.
Yeah.
Before
Shall
you-
I?
before you
It
jump.
might be loud.
Yeah, is there anybody else around that we could cause it like who could interrupt us or?
Make another perception check.
Yeah, I think Nimbo would definitely be scanning for that kind of thing as well.
You are also not in the alley.
But what I mean is like from out front would be scanning the street for like, you know, being on lookout for his friends.
Yeah. There's nothing suspicious happening out front, but you also can tell like there's people moving through the streets.
So,
I've got
18.
insight.
What were the perception?
17 plus 1 for 18.
Okay. Yeah, you can definitely, you wait for a moment, Muck, as M's sort of scanning around and tells you when the coast is clear for you to do a big jump.
I jump up and I pull the ladder down.
It's not silence, but there's no one around. So even if people heard the noise of this metallic ladder clanking down to the ground as you jump and grab it, there's no movement in any of the windows. Nothing.
Okay.
Okay, you wait here. I'm gonna go tell Nimbo and WtR that we might have found a way in, and I'll go back and just say.
Yeah, easy enough to bring them around where Muck has now sort of secured the ladder.
How do we want to do this? Do we want to all go this way, or?
Are there any other windows around the house?
We did a full perimeter.
It's just the front and the back of the house that are accessible.
Yeah.
So it's like 2 stories. So there's ground floor, some of those really little windows, and the other 2 floors, the windows are larger.
Do we at least want to knock on the front door to make really sure no one's home?
No, I was good. So like,
Yeah.
if some of us wanted to go around there, others round the back, and we'll just wait and see.
A pincer movement.
Sure. Shall us 2 totally normal guys, you and me, should we go around the front, and then that way you can message one of the others in the alley?
Oh, you could be like one of those guys who like knocks on your door and asks if you have considered joining the Church of Vias.
Exactly. Just missionaries. 2 totally. We're just regular guys.
Yeah.
Just normal
Regular
men.
guys.
Yeah.
2
Just innocent
regular
men.
dudes. Yeah, isn't that the best? Dudes being guys.
So message would be difficult because you're not going to know exactly where people are. It is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal.
But
or
it can
3
go
feet of
around
wood.
corners.
It's sort of straight line because you have to point in the direction of the person you want to cast it at.
Okay.
So it wouldn't go around. It's as the crow flies.
And Muck, do you want to do that thing where we like put ourselves against the wall around the door?
Oh
so they
no,
try and run
sorry, I didn't read the last sentence. It can travel around. Then the problem becomes it's only a range of 120 feet, and you have to go around the block. So through the building would be basically your only way to get within that range.
Over?
Yeah, that would work. You'd still need to know where the person is, though, because you do need to be.
Alright, fuck it. We can just do it the old school way. Knock, knock, and, you know, if
Yeah.
no one's there, then we'll go around the back.
Nice.
Muck, do you want to just like put ourselves flat against the wall so if they try running out the back, we'll be like behind them when they come out?
Yes.
Right. Well,
Blurta, Muck, you flatten yourself against the wall.
do you want to lead on the conversation, Nimbo, and I'll chime in if we need?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, I've never been much of a missionary myself, but I've met a few.
Yeah, you knock on the front door. No answer.
Maybe we should do it again.
This time I'm going to use thaumaturgy to make it, like, a little bit louder.
Okay. A window upstairs opens. Yeah, what do you want?
Oh, sorry to disturb you. We're here just to ask you a few questions about, you know, whether you've thought about how life and the universe are connected. Do you have time for a cup of tea?
No, I haven't got time for a cup of tea. I get 8 kids.
So does this look like it's the same house?
This is, it's the same house. It's the upper floor.
Okay. Do you have any neighbors who might have time for a chat?
I don't know the folks downstairs. You can ask them.
Do you know if they're in?
Front door's open. Why didn't you check?
Oh, thank you. Sorry to disturb
Before you
you. I used thaumaturgy to make that really loud. Sorry to disturb you.
You get some strange looks from passersby.
Do we want to just go in? Are we just breaking and entering? I guess it's not breaking, is it? It's just entering.
Doors open.
Just regular old entering.
Yeah, we're just.
Yeah,
So,
just
Doors open.
the ladder, does that go to the top floor or a floor?
It stops. It goes past all both the windows on the first
Right,
floor
okay.
and the second floor.
Okay,
Okay.
we're just gonna like climb into a child's bedroom.
Yeah, I just had to check.
Okay.
After you, fellow normal man.
We're just normal men. I will open the door.
It opens easily enough.
So does it open into like a kind of like a landing area where there's
Yeah.
like the ground floor flat and the stairs that go up to the?
Yes. So the door to the ground floor flat is like slightly off its hinges. And looking inside, it appears to have been looted at some point. Like there's not much inside.
Can I smell? I won't say the words, but can I smell her?
Perception check at advantage.
What, my 22 doesn't carry through? Jeez.
It's been a while.
That's fine. That's another 22. So
Okay, yeah. So the scent is definitely stronger as soon as you step in. And you don't get anything for the ground floor flat, but it does seem to continue up the stairs.
I point.
Is it mother?
I'm not
Mama
sure
bear.
Vias would like me using language like that, but my progenitor Ursine ancestor, I think, went upstairs.
Okay. Maybe
Can we
she's
go
hibernating.
It is end of spring.
I don't know. Do we want?
She's from the southern hemisphere.
Okay, that's fine then.
Do we want to let the other two know?
Yeah. Well, maybe we should find which floor she's at,
Okay.
or
yeah,
she was
yeah.
at, and then we'll let them know, and we can make a plan. So I guess can we go up the stairs, and I'll be kind of sniffing
Yeah.
away and
This
find
time
the
your
door that
22
smells
does
like her.
carry through. There's 2 flats on the first, once you get to the first floor landing, and it seems to be the one on the left.
Okay. Should we go out and round and convene with the others, or do you want to shoot a message? We don't know where they are.
No, we wouldn't. So I can just nip back out and.
Okay,
No.
I'll wait here and look inconspicuous and just keep an eye out.
Easy enough to go around back. Let Blurta and Muck know which window is the one that they would want to be entering through, if that's the way they're going.
I think you both should probably not go straight through the window yet, but just
Okay.
be ready just in case.
So,
Yeah.
do any of the windows that we can see like correspond with?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. One of the windows seems to be for the flat that Em and Nimbo have figured out
Okay.
is the right one.
Let me try something quickly, and I'm going to use my new ability, which is
Which is burn down house.
I mean, that's my other new ability. I have 2 new abilities, one of which is burn down house. The other is I can fly. for a short period of time each day, which I will just double check on the specifics of, but I believe it's 10 minutes.
I think so.
Do you want to be
So
flying?
so
right
you
now?
fly
It's just-
past this ladder.
No, yeah, because I'm basically just because I thought that only went into one window, the ladder.
No, the ladder goes like up the back of the building, and it goes
Yeah.
past a bunch of windows.
It
Oh.
goes past all the windows.
Okay,
The
so I just
windows
wanted to
You
basically
can just climb the ladder if you want to get up there.
but I want to show off.
You can also show off.
I don't think that just randomly flying in the middle of town anyone could see. There are
Blurta
I'm just
starts
gonna just like poke up,
hovering.
just like whoop.
there are 8 kids in one of these places. Like surely one of them's gonna see you do this.
I thought they're higher up.
But
They
they
are
can look
higher
out
up,
of
yes.
windows.
They
I'm
They
happy to
didn't when
just
the
get on
ladder
the
came
ladder.
down. Right. Blurta, make me a perception check, please, as you're up at the windowsill, your eyes just like peeking out.
13.
13. No movement inside. And you think it's really dark, and then you realize the curtains are closed.
Can I just like? I don't want to try and open the window, but I just want to just like put a little bit of pressure on to see if it can be opened.
Yes, it does creak a bit, but it definitely appears to. You seem to be able to. Someone stronger than you would be able to pull the window open.
I don't know what you're saying. By my little weedy arms. Okay, I will float back down again.
I will have gone back inside at this point and be reporting to Nimbo that
Yeah.
Blurta is flying.
That seems Blurta.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay, so should we start from this end? Meet him at the window, maybe?
Yeah, I think that's probably best. The curtains were shut, apparently.
Alright, I guess that's a good sign. It means they're not looking out.
Mm.
No
Hello?
sound. No response.
I think about using thaumaturgy to make it louder, but then I remember the woman and her 8 kids.
Just all start crying at once.
So I'm going to try the handle.
It's locked.
You got any tricks for this?
I don't think I do. I don't. No, I. Nope, not without shatter.
I've got something. I've got something that might work. Mate, can we wait like 10 minutes? I'll have to have a bit of a conversation with the Earth.
Yeah.
Or do we need to do it fast?
Well, I think my disguise will start to run out, and.
Okay, we'll just do it the fast way. I cast silence, and
Okay.
I'm gonna try and boot the door down.
Absolutely. Go ahead with your
Bad
strength
boy
of
style.
19. Make me a strength check, please. So you have a +4 to strength. Sorry, athletics check.
+4 is going to be a dirty 20.
Nice, yeah. Suddenly you are enveloped in silence. And Nimbo kicks the door in. The door falls down off of its hinges. And that's where we're going to pick up after the break. We'll see what we find inside this flat. So we'll be back in, shall we say, 10 minutes?
Yep.
And we'll see you very soon.
So 8:35, right?
8:35.
See you then.
Sweet.
See ya.
Yeah.
Oh dear. I'm sorry to tell you this, Katanga, but I'm afraid that this misery high bluff you keep talking about has just been a figment of your imagination.
Can Katanga make an insight check?
Absolutely.
Do you want me to roll deception?
No point, because that was a natural 1.
Well, if I notice this mid smooch, can I flick my tongue out for a quick taste?
Sure. Make a sleight of hand check, I guess.
What is
Sleight
with
of
your
tongue.
characters and tasting things?
Is it under...
Mate, we've talked about these like these body image issues, and like you can't be comparing yourself to like refreshing beverage cunt of all people.
Most of the fleas, because I assume Dream isn't actually being all that careful.
No.
So a lot of the fleas do manage to like jump ship. And
They're fleed.
I don't know what happens if you pour bleach on a flea. They might be fine.
It might disintegrate. I don't know.
Yeah.
Google it.
What happens when you bleach a flea?
Live Psycom coming straight at you.
Look, Psychom's just being. Okay, so
That name.
So when the Sex Muskets sing, "God save the Queen," they
Yeah.
actually literally.
Yeah,
mean
it's
Yeah.
they're quite sincere. A fascist regime which we approve of.
It's
I
the,
called out with my own deep throaty alarm call as well.
What are you doing down here?
Oh, we're just taking a shortcut. You know, just traffic.
We're fumigating for sewer clowns here. You can't be here.
oh no.
Oh,
I've been called worse, but you better shut your mouth.
We all know the real sewer clown is Elon Musk and his tunnels, so. Kick me off Twitter, Elon, I dare you.
So, Boomslang will disguise himself as Reginar and be Big Spoon.
okay. So,
I got you, buddy.
so we cut to a scene where this Yuan-Ti, this snake person, is spooning a pudding angel.
No. Snake person disguised as a halfling.
Yes. Oh, you're even bigger a spoon than I remember.
Yeah, I just, I used to have that energy.
Delightful, angel, delightful. And then we fade to
Oh, is
black.
that your full name?
Fade to black of spooning.
I don't want to miss a thing.
So you see in the room Eridark Ariesis, who is a pallid elf fighter gunslinger. Do I have guns? Do I fuck? What you see.
And we're back. We were having a lovely conversation about trepanning.
And that's that. We're not going into more detail.
Nope, that's what we did during our break. Let us know in the chat what you did during the break as well. If it's the same thing, that'd be weird.
If you want more
right.
trepanning facts, join our Patreon and we'll talk about it there.
No, I don't have. I need a job before I can do anything with it for Patreon again, Alex. Or no job, and then I can also. Not now. Right. M and Nimbo inside this circle of silence. Nimbo kicks the door down, and as it collapses into the apartment, you see some neat living room, dining room furniture.
Neat as in tidy, or neat as in that's neat?
Tidy.
Yeah. This is. Did we expect?
Curtains are firmly shut.
I'm gonna ping detect magic.
That is concentration, which means the silence drops, I believe.
Also,
that's fine. I just needed it for the door.
Yes.
Does it have a verbal component? Because otherwise, you might have to brew us first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Regardless,
so,
the silence gone. Detect
so
magic
I'll
is
go
cast.
inside. I'll pick up the door. I'll kind of prop it in place so it kind of looks like it hasn't been kicked in too bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will drop silence and then utter the verbal component of detect magic.
You detect quite a lot of magic on the other side of the window.
Is it humanoid shaped and is it floating?
It's no longer floating. It's down. It's like down below as well, but it is Blurta and Lux magic items.
So I don't get anything from the room.
Nothing else. No.
I share that with him.
Yeah. Oh, and M also. You and M both light up at this point as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Does Nimbo himself light up with werebear glow?
Yes. And it's around this time as well that Nimbo's disguised self also drops, and you are faced for the first time with half bear, half Nimbo.
And like he's already really big, but like
now he's slightly bigger.
Because he's even bigger, all his clothes, like his like tunic has become a little kind of crop top, and his like like baggy trousers that are normally kind of like harem pant type vibe have become kind of almost kind of pantaloons, like kind of knee high, kind of loose vibe.
Yes.
Wow, I want to know how you do that, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, it's not very comfortable when it happens, but
just like a bear in jorts is what I'm picturing.
Jinko jorts.
Yeah.
So, what do we see in the room in terms of furniture and storage and?
So this is like the dining room / living room. There is a bench and a couple of chairs around a table. And there's no sofa or anything. There's just a bunch of pillows kind of strewn about. And against one side there's like a sideboard cabinet.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the sideboard.
And there's 2 other rooms, or seem to be 2 other rooms.
Okay.
Yeah, make me an investigation check, please.
Guidance.
Yep. Thank you very much. That's that plus that 14.
Excuse me. 14. You find nothing in the drawers. And checking underneath as well, there's nothing here.
As in just empty, just completely
empty. It's just empty. Yeah.
This is strange.
Can I have a big old honking sniff, please?
Absolutely. Don't need to roll. Werebear was definitely here. It is.
But like, what I mean is, kind of like bloodhound style. Can I get any directionality? Are there any like hidden doors that she might have gone through? Or
Make me a perception check at advantage. Is anyone gonna let Blurta and Muck know outside that they could come up the ladder as well, or are you just leaving them there?
Not in my thoughts right now. I'm just.
Oh, nice. That's another 22
All right.
with Vias' guidance.
With some guidance, of course. You pick up with a 22. You can pick up the scent of 5 different people inside. There's a werebear. There are 2 that are vaguely similar. And then 2 others.
Which would correlate to the people that we
You
were
only saw
accosted
4
by plus
people.
1.
Yes. Yes. And the 2 martial artists did seem to be maybe siblings. Or relatives of some kind. 22.
They
what
shared
else?
a common microbiome. Because a lot of the smells, a lot of the parts of the smell that make up an individual come not from the person themselves, but from the products of the kind of bacteria and other microbes that live in and on them, producing different cocktails of chemicals, which is in itself partly determined by some of your immune genes, like the MHC class 2, major histocompatibility complex. And so they help determine what can live in and on you, which helps determine bits of how you smell.
Generally, at this time of year within the game as well, if we're in that kind of summertime, bears are going to smell like wet grass.
Nice.
A lot of plant material. They tend to smell like wet grass, and they also, strangely, don't have a breath smell. Their breath doesn't smell.
Well, Julep will be happy about that, if it's the same for werebears. Right, both of you take a d8 nerd dice. Right, just gonna very quickly, other than getting a sense for how many people there were here, the place seems to have been stripped of any personal things that would give you a hint, like scent-wise, where to look. Muck and Blurta, what are you up to outside? Oh, you're muted, Rachel.
I think it's just like, I bet any second now, just like all the baddies are gonna just like bust out this door, and then we'll be breaking.
There is no door.
I thought there was a back door.
No, there's no back
Oh,
door.
okay.
It's
You're just
ladder.
standing against the wall, like
Okay.
next to the ladder.
Any second now, they'll come sliding down the ladder, and then we'll have.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Now we go.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. Yeah, I'm still waiting commands, like a good little trained soldier. I'm suppressing all my rebellious energy because I want to give Em a moment to be in charge. That's what's going on in Muck's mind. I really want to give Em some confidence this week because I know that they've been feeling down over the past couple of weeks. So I'm just awaiting my orders from Em.
Right. Yeah, easily done.
Right, cut back inside.
Nimbo. Back inside.
I mean, it looks pretty clear. Should we see if the others can find anything?
There's 2 more rooms you haven't entered yet. One you can definitely smell it's a kitchen. It smells like food. The other one, there's a stronger scent of the 2 identical or similar scents inside.
I kind of say, I think Mark might be interested in that room. She was up close with a couple of those fighting punchy guys, and then I kind of trail off in the middle of my sentence and kind of stomp off towards the kitchen to find some food.
Yeah. There is no food inside.
So
there's no food.
There's a scent of food. There has been food there recently.
Oh, man, that is the real evil.
And what are you up to?
There was the 2 identical smells,
Yes.
Would I make the connection there in terms of whether that is the two people that
Polly and Spanka,
yeah,
the two acrobats
Yeah.
who were described to you.
which also sounds like two monks.
It might.
Mhm.
You did see them in action, so absolutely, you can definitely, and would probably be able to make that connection.
Okay. Was that in the other room where Nimbo didn't? Go?
Yes. Which, as you open the door, appears to be a bedroom.
How many beds?
It
Just
is.
the two.
It's just there's just one. It's quite a big bed. It is stripped bare.
Oh. Cool.
There's a straw mattress. There is a wardrobe on one side. That's it.
Anything look out of place, other than just being empty, and
Perception check, please.
I'm also going to add my D8 on this. Perception. That is going to be a do math, Sam. 23.
Nice. So you spotted as you get closer to the wardrobe. Look inside. Wardrobe inside is also empty. There's a tiny piece of paper that's sort of sticking out as if it's like fallen into the back of the wardrobe and sort of slid through the crack to be half underneath. As you pull it out, it appears to be a map of the Briskfold Mountains with a X drawn on one location.
Do I recognize the location?
Make me a history check.
It's 14.
14. You know, even though when you were a child you didn't have maps, you know the mountains well enough to know that that is near the place where you grew up before you lived in Helmsford.
Okay. Anything else on this map? Any other markings, or just X marks the spot?
X marks the spot.
Okay.
There is also, for the perception check you rolled, you do now, as you're standing there, you do spot another piece of paper under the bed.
Okay. I'll get that out.
There's it's a scrap that's torn, so there's only 2 words on it. Captain Oliver.
Captain Oliver. Okay. Just in common.
Yep.
Captain Oliver, X marks the spot. Briskfold Mountains. Is that it in here?
That's it.
Okay, I would head through to where Nimbo is.
Yeah. Nimbo, there's
There's
nothing
no food.
to eat.
What kind of?
I told you your appetite would increase, but you've already had 2 eels today.
Yeah, but like they're long and thin. They just they go down.
We'll see if we can get you some street meat.
All right. Do you think it's worth getting the others in?
Is there anything else in here? So I have found 2 things in the other room, but if we think that we're done, we could just head out in case.
Oh, so should we just get out?
In case anyone comes by, I don't want to get caught.
Because, I mean, I'm a giant bear, man. Maybe I'll. Do you think it's better if I'm a bear or a furbolg?
I think it's better you being what you feel is best for you, and what you think will keep you safest. I like you best as Nimbo, as your furbolg.
Okay. Just if I know we're trying to be incognito, and it's not normally what I'm good at.
I think
okay.
you'd be more noticeable in the area as a bear.
Okay.
Make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
I'm gonna back away.
Good choice. I'm gonna use my nerd dice. Okay, wisdom save.
Yes.
17.
17. Okay. You you're like, I'm turning back into Nimbo, turning back into Nimbo, and turning back. You watch as Nimbo goes from half bear to full bear.
Oh, well, I guess if you want to be full bear, that's fine. I don't know if you'll be able to fit through the door frame.
It's a squeeze.
Can I try again?
Yes, absolutely. Make another wisdom save.
21.
21. Okay. It takes a while. Probably to the
bear
point where
shits
Blurta
itself a little
and
bit.
Muck are like, where the fuck are they? But eventually, Nimbo, you do manage to turn back into Nimbo.
You'll get
You
there.
probably hear like a couple of kind of grunting noises out of the open window.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not particularly quiet.
Could really do with
And
that
it's like-
silence again.
And from what M sees, it's kind of animal style. Like it kind of
Yeah.
like different bits kind of like pop back into shape at different kind of points.
Yeah.
So there's a real horrible intermediate stage,
Oh,
Yes.
or set of stages.
Which is also the intermediate stage is kind of what you look like as a Nimbo bear hybrid.
Yeah, but there's
It
like
wasn't
every
pretty.
step between them. Yeah.
Yes.
And then
yes.
like, whew. All right. Sorry about that. Let's go.
you good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, is M still disguised?
Yes, but given the time it's taken Nimbo to not be a bear anymore, maybe 15 minutes left on M's disguise self.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
If we
Can I borrow my cloak back for just for a sec?
yeah,
I'll put the hood up. So it's like, it's a real deep hood.
Yeah.
And I'll slouch a little bit so that I'm less crazy tall. I already slouch a bit, but like I'll slouch some more.
Absolutely.
Sith Lord Nimbo. I like it.
Yeah, you make it. You head back outside. Do you go round back to Blurta and Muck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Eventually, yeah, you all regroup, having gained some paper.
So, like, what's all the like super cool clues you found?
So they'd stripped the whole place bare. Nah, bare. No clothes, no furniture. Oh, no clothes, no bedding. Almost no food. Well, no food. Nothing.
No food, are you sure?
Yeah, I checked. I had a good old bear sniff around. But
Oh, fine on an empty stomach. Okay.
M found some paper though. Should we get out of here whilst you're still a normal guy?
I think that's probably for the best. Yeah. We're outside of town, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there like I know it's not gonna be but like a park. Basically, what I'm looking for is just like an outdoor space with like lots of viewpoints
There's
from
the
where we
carousel.
are.
There's the seahorse
Not going to the
carousel.
carousel.
You are by the river, so there is no like higher vantage point.
Down,
just
down by the river.
But just
Maybe
like,
the carousel is
see.
the right choice because like the background noise of the organ music will make it hard to eavesdrop on us,
I will go
There
a 360.
and we'll just be
Carousel
like
is
conspiring like this. So so what did you find? Oh yeah,
I
no.
found this.
There's the guy.
I've never forgotten the name. The carousel is in the harbor, but it's in like the decorative bit of the harbor.
It's like a pier or something.
Yeah, but like the pier for the tourists rather than the pier the
Yeah,
fishers
yeah.
are actively working on.
Yeah.
So you can absolutely there's like some kids hanging about there. It seems to be like the local spot.
Are there some kind of like gambling arcane devices on this pier?
Or not. Those are
We are
banned.
not getting sidetracked.
Let's if I know anything about let's avoid the kids. They're probably the more likely to cause us bother. So
They're
yeah,
like fishing.
still don't trust them.
Yeah,
That's
let's.
fair.
Yeah. So we find somewhere relatively discreet to have a chat.
Wait. So
Yeah.
you purposefully turned yourself into the kind of person you wouldn't trust to gain people's trust.
No, when kids are in groups together, they're not trustworthy.
That's true. Kids on
Also-
work experience are usually very trustworthy.
Also, they were also trying to not look like themselves. So yeah, I get it. Anyway, let's stay on task, guys. What's this? What's this location in the mountains? And who the hell's this captain?
The locations where I'm from.
Oh, sweet. Wait, why do they know? Oh God.
Yeah, it's not good. Captain Oliver, that's not a name I recognise, is it?
No.
Is it a name I recognise from all my military training and reading?
No.
Oh.
No.
Maybe they're a captain of a ship.
Yeah.
But Em, is this the? Have you had past run-ins with these people?
I don't recognise any of them, but I don't even remember how long ago. I lived in the mountains with, and I'll take a moment to just feel if I can feel that presence around.
It's still fainter than it has been in the past. It's there.
My cubmates and mum. And one day no longer did. And it might be something to do with these people. Or the people that are paying them to look for me. They were trying to find me. Found my mum.
You specifically, though, when you were a baby or a kid.
Yeah.
Is your mum all right? Do we need to go and kick some doors down and knock some heads together? Call some lightning?
My mum's kind of always around right now. She's kind of here right now.
Can I insight check that?
Yes.
It's like, what's the subtext here?
Nimbo as a cleric fully gets it. Well, he thinks he fully gets it.
10.
10.
He's like, Mum.
M seems to be telling you what they believe to be is the truth.
Okay.
They seem convinced.
So
whether that makes it a true fact is up to Blurta to decide.
It's like, okay, so I think Blurta is just assuming it's just like, well, yeah, sounds like their mum's dead, and this is like a spiritual thing. But I, as a mature adult, am not going to raise that right now.
Oh my God, gross!
10 growth.
I'm gonna bring up the fact your dead mum's not actually around anymore.
Nimbo did an entire module on bereavement in cleric school, so he's like, on the outside, he knows exactly like how to kind of how to kind of be there for a bereaved person without accentuating the pain. Internally, he's gutted for M. He's glad that he's finding out more about his friend, and he's really glad that he's getting to put this theoretical knowledge into practice. It's, when you get to use something from your degree and you're like, worth it.
Muck looks at some of the crates along the pier and is like, yeah, my dad's always around too, but it kind of fucking sucks. But doesn't say that.
In crate form.
Yeah. Yeah. But has lots of, heroes that, died in battle, has worked with lots of, old soldiers. So kind of has a kind of a comfort with the idea of death around. So I put my hands on M's shoulder. Just gingerly, just in case Em doesn't want it.
No, I don't recoil. No, no, she's always
Well,
around.
A squeeze.
You know who else is always around? Us.
I thought you were going to say Vias, and I wasn't. Yeah, that's...
To be fair, I also
I
thought
sensed
that
it
was
wasn't
what
the
you were gonna
moment.
say.
Oh, because for Rhea, the other god Nimbo worships is the goddess of life and death. So really, that's the one you want in this situation.
I mean, with a 17 passive insight, Nimbo knows maybe now's not the
Knows
time
better.
to proselytize.
Mhm.
Okay, so maybe we need to find this captain. Should we ask around, maybe at the dockmasters or anything like that?
Might be. We should be careful. And I do want to be explicitly clear that I think we do need to be as safe as we possibly can be, and
Yeah.
not give ourselves away.
Okay.
Absolutely. Just, sometimes the best defense is an offense.
So I
Asking questions, fine. Being
I have
too
a
in your
plan here.
face.
Sure.
Yes, Blotter.
So we take. I think probably Muamark. We go to the Harbour Master's office, and we say we're looking for this guy because we just found out that he's our father.
I'm not bringing up my parents in public.
Why-
Or even
why
potential
you Mark?
parents.
Because, like, the statistical odds of this guy being a Furbolg or
He's
one
not.
of you
He's
that-
not.
Maxi.
folks.
He's not going to be my dad.
Yes.
That's fair.
Yeah.
See, I thought it through,
Yes.
and
You did.
like, from an affair in a distant port.
I think this man's going to be very important.
Oh,
I'm-
I've got an idea.
I-
Because
Yeah.
sorry, I've got my it's this embarrassing thing where because you're a noble, everyone gets like the seal for the letters. Like we could write him a fake letter from my dad and try and lure him to the dock. I'm not giving it
Well,
to the dock master or whatever, but
Actually,
someone else could.
it's not. That is a good idea, but I don't think that it should come from Muck, or the
No,
Prescott,
yeah, I'm
or
not
the
doing-
or the Prescott Smythes.
Oh,
Might this be an opportunity for your fiance to help us?
Ooh. I mean,
It
fuck
would.
him, but ooh.
be it could work. It could work. It could be a helpful thing that I allow him to do
Yeah.
for you. Not for me, it wouldn't help me, it would help you. So yeah, if you need it, then we can do that.
Both of these letter plans. What kind of timescale are we looking at? Because we've got somewhere to be later.
I think we don't need to. We don't need to resolve any of this. I think as long as we're aware that it's an ongoing thing.
But
set
if-
plans in motion.
If the people that jumped us are meeting someone somewhere, then
Yeah, they did say that, didn't they?
we at least want to try and get some eyes on them. But maybe we could go to the harbor master, and we don't need to be asking specifically about this one captain. Maybe there's a way that we can get a look at the ledger, and then
Yeah.
maybe we sign up. One of us, disguised as a captain, signs up, and so then they have to sign the ledger or something, and we can have a
Can
look.
I sign the captain book, please? That all the captains sign.
I don't know. I'm not a boat guy. I'm a forest guy.
that was out of character.
I'm a forest guy and I'm a storm guy. I'm not really a boat guy.
To be fair, a storm guy
I'm
is
too
like,
tall for boats.
a storm guy is more boat adjacent than the rest of us. So
Well, you have an
I
eye
mean-
patch.
I do have an
Fair.
eye patch. This is true.
What would I know about either naval rankings from my military
Yes.
training,
Yeah.
and or doc stuff from overhearing my dad talk about business.
Take a
We need some
history check
dark
at
stuff,
advantage.
baby, this evening. We need some dark stuff, baby.
See, I was going to a version of Love Shack with Doc stuff in.
I'm gonna use my moment of awesome to re-roll that.
You're already rolling at advantage.
Am I not allowed to use my moment of
No,
awesome?
you are, but you get 2 bad rolls.
Yeah, I rolled a
You can
3
roll
and
1
then
more
a
dice
5.
if you use your moment
Yeah.
of awesome.
I used it. I'm going to a dark place that I don't like to go, which is my home and where I was raised. So I'm really having to dig deep. But yeah, I got an 18.
18, okay.
Yeah.
So you do know Captain is a military rank, but it's also used by anyone who pilots a boat. So Captain Oliver could be someone in the military, but if it's usually associated with fleets, and you live in a landlocked country. So even though there is a big lake, there's not really a military fleet necessarily. There's a few boats. They're mostly used for like rescue operations, like, you know, fishermen trapped and stuff, Coast Guard style. This is more likely going to be a fisherman, especially because you don't recall the name Captain Oliver. As for dock stuff, you do know that all of the fishermen generally do have to sign in and out, everyone who comes through the docks, just so they know, like, who needs taxes levied, etc. And you would know the harbor master, who is a woman called, let me look that up, I didn't write it in these notes. She is... Talk amongst yourselves. She...
Also, it's very fitting that we're talking about captains when Dagmar is wearing that Steve Zissou ass looking bit of headgear.
She is a woman called Renee. You don't know her
Renee.
last name because your father always just called her Renee.
Mhm. Cool. Well, that was pretty awesome. That was an awesome moment.
Yes.
So, I mean, what we could also do is just be like, walk up to the nearest like fisherman and be like, "Hey, have you seen what's his name lately?"
No.
Yeah, we could. No.
Just super
No.
cash.
I think that's a quick way
let's go-
to get rumors around about yourself.
Yeah.
I think
what
going
I was
through the
thinking.
Renee to Ledger is the
Mhm.
most incognito way to do it. And I
But it
think-
does involve, well, surely that would involve Muck getting recognised.
I wouldn't do it, I think. Because, yeah, if she knows my dad, then that's
Okay,
kind of
so what's the in then? How do we get, you know? And we say, "Oh, Renee, just a look at your book. Hey."
someone needs to steal a fishing rod or buy a fishing rod, I guess we can buy one, and go to register as a new fisher person.
Yeah.
That seems.
I mean, we could
It's
just we
almost
could say
too sensible.
we could say we're registering a boat.
Yes.
Cool. All right, let's do that. We don't even need a boat. We can just say we're
With
registering it.
Muck knows, you know they will want to see the boat.
Okay,
wanna
let's buy a
see the
boat.
boat?
Let's buy a
Let's buy a
boat.
fucking boat.
All right.
Muck,
we-
as a noble, and your father being the Joffrey Prescott Smythe, you also know your name is known in this district, so it is something you could potentially leverage.
I know, but then my daddy might find me.
No, I am aware of that. I'm just pointing it out to you.
I mean, like technically, I am also nobility, so I could do it.
But your
Alright.
name means
Yep.
nothing in this town.
Yeah,
So-
that's
No,
I
fine.
mean-
Ned.
But you want your name to mean nothing, so
That's correct. Off you go, Blurter. I
Blurter
defer
does
to you.
Yep, Blurter,
Yeah.
you do that. You will buy a boat. You have lots of money.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Spend
do
it
that.
all
Let's
on
buy
a
a boat. Let's go register at the dockmaster.
I thought we were just going to use that as an in and just go and talk to her as a rich person
No,
to a
but
dock
we
master.
need to have a boat.
Do we though?
Darkmar just said
Well,
that they probably would
How
like to see
how
the boat.
Yeah, that
immediately
would
do
need
you
a boat.
If you
think?
want to register a boat, they'll ask to see the boat.
But
And-
If you want to just show up like, hey, I'm a fancy ass noble, give me information, they might also respond to that.
yes,
Cool.
To
that-
Muck, probably easier than Blurta, because Blurta's family is not from the city. Or involved in shipping.
how about here's it. I go up and say I want to get involved in the shipping business. And what?
You know what?
captain-
Fuck it. Let's do that. Let's go.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability on Blurta
Okay.
to give her advantage on Charisma.
Nice.
Very nice. So is Blurta the only one going into the Harbor Master's office?
I think someone needs to go with Blurta.
Supervise.
It's not me.
I think Nimbo. I think in this case
Nimbo?
it needs to be you.
Okay. Aye, aye, Captain.
Yeah, the Harbor Master's office is a fairly simple building, more for function than for anything else. As you enter, there is like a front desk that is currently unmanned, and like a little bell to pick up and ring to get attention.
Okay, so I will head in and I will ring the little bell curtly.
I use Thaumaturgy to make it slightly louder.
Out of like one of the rooms around like the side corridors, a water genasi woman walks in. Yes, can I help you?
Greetings. My name is Blurta von Mandragore, and we, that is to say, my family, looking at getting into the shipping business, and was wondering if you might be able to provide some information for us.
I certainly can. Pleasure to meet you, Lady Blurta. I'm Renee Wilson, the Harbor Master here.
Good to meet you.
What kind of information were you looking for?
So, I mean, initially we're looking at sort of what the sort of available boats and capacities, maybe captains worthy of hire. That kind of
You're
thing.
looking to hire to take on existing captains rather than bringing in your own. Very well. How many were you looking for, and what kind of fleet?
I think at the minute, just from what I've seen of the dock, what would be a plausible amount to ask for?
There's a lot of like very small fishing boats. There are a few larger ships. So if you're going for the small ones, you could probably 10 would be a reasonable number. The larger ones, you're probably looking at more like 2 or 3.
Okay. I would say to begin with, perhaps one larger vessel and perhaps some smaller fishing vessels.
The
that is
small
also
ones,
something we were looking at getting into too.
Yes, of course. The small ones, I've got names of everyone, but they're all mostly independent, so you'll want to talk to them directly. I can facilitate those meetings if it helps. There's not a lot of the larger boats that are currently not already employed, most of them for GPS. Let's see, there's a couple of boats coming from further afield. They might be interested. Independent at the moment, but
Excellent.
might be looking for backing.
And I turned to Nimbo, it's like, could you note all of this down as we're going?
Oh yes, you can.
Oh, of
Would
course.
you like to the names? She turns this big ledger around and starts pointing out the names of the some of the smaller ship captains who she thinks might be amenable to signing on with a larger cohort. And as she gets to the bigger names, you do see one of the names is Captain Reese Oliver. The boat registered is called the Majestic.
I write down all the details I can see
Yes.
in that entry. So what
Yeah.
information is there? Is it just the name?
Reese Oliver, there's the size of the boat, which I didn't look up, so I'm not going to give that to you. But it's
It's a big one.
it's like it's not a big boat, but it's
Yeah.
one that could potentially it goes a bit further afield.
And does it have where it's moored and stuff?
It's got where it's moored right now. It's got how much fish it brought in last, and so the boat's called the Majestic, and was originally registered in Elmsford.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of make some small talky questions to begin with, just to kind of pad it out and not go straight for the target.
Easily done.
And then it's like, oh, this I feel like this Captain Reese Oliver came up in some of my preliminary notes.
Oh yes,
I'm not
madam,
very
he was
familiar with him.
recommended.
I must admit, I'm not very familiar with him. He showed up here last week. Believe he's still in port. He's not checked out. They do usually let me know when they're leaving. But no, he's not a local, so I'm afraid I don't have that much information on him beyond what he gave me.
And then I sort of continue sort of going again, just sort of padding it out just to make it as inconspicuous as possible.
Yeah. You drop the title and you're asking for information that is reasonable, so I'm not going to make you roll a check. Because you're not she's not suspicious of your reasoning. You're a bit young, but you're a noble, so who the fuck knows?
Yeah. So
anything else I can do for you?
I mean, I'm going to ask it to be slightly like, what do you think are the growth prospects of this port in the coming years? Like, what's the trends?
Well, it's depends on whether or not we get any more of those earthquakes. Last one took out a few docks, a few boats, a few fishermen.
Ooh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, we can only pray it doesn't happen again.
Indeed.
But the Sovereign's putting in a fair bit of money to help restore, and GPS puts in a lot as well. So I imagine the harbor will be growing, but I have no control over this as harbor master. I just make sure it's run in a good, tight ship.
Well, I mean, I do appreciate the thoroughness of the information you've given us. I will be forwarding this on to my family, and hopefully we'll be able to get back to you at some point if they make a decision.
Very good. I look forward to hearing it.
And thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
All right, we share that information with everyone else.
Yeah.
Should we go to the boat?
I just come out.
You should have seen her. She was, I mean, impressed. Like, I know that you're Blurter is normally Blurter, but this was really you in your element. That was
like, I know how to throw my title around when I need it,
and when you don't.
And that too, yes.
It's the first time that Blurter's behaviour has been appropriate.
So should we check out this boat?
You know where it is, yeah?
Let's go.
Yeah, it's
Majestic.
mooring point 6B.
It's a little out of the way from the rest of the it's very obviously this isn't a regular mooring spot for this boat. It's more like visitor parking, where this boat is located. It is well kept, decent size. It could carry quite a moderately large load or passengers as well. Seems to have that capacity. And there is a dragonborn who is smoking a really long pipe, sat on the deck.
Before we go
Out
in,
of interest.
Oh, anyway.
Please.
Your disguised self will have dropped by now as well. Yeah.
How does, from how it's sitting in the water, does it look like it's full or
Empty?
Empty. Okay. So there's no reason to think it would be leaving in this. Well, but it's a fishing vessel, so it would be leaving in this state.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
Does
can
anyone
leave
speak
it.
Draconic?
Yes.
I do.
Sorry. Oh, but we don't want you to do it too. Because they're
Well,
hunting you. Okay, never mind.
we don't
He's
know
from
that
out
we
of
can't
town,
speak.
so
Yeah.
yeah, common. He's from out of town, so he's not going to recognise me, so I don't mind going for this, but I do not have good charisma. That's the only thing. But I can be intimidating, I think.
I don't
Yeah.
know that we want to intimidate the man.
No, we don't want to
If-
do that.
If we can find somewhere to hang out for an hour,
How long have we got before the show?
At this point, it's maybe 3, 4 in the afternoon. So you've still the show's not till 10.
Oh, okay, that's fine then.
Yeah.
if we can find somewhere to chill for an hour, then I think I'll be able to disguise myself again, if that's helpful.
I mean, I'm happy to like.
I can also go
disguise myself.
invisible for a few seconds. Sorry, what?
I'm also happy to disguise myself again.
Is there
Yeah.
anywhere on the docks? Like, is there any kind of like seating or anything that would kind of give us a view of the ship?
No.
No.
Okay, well, let's just all try and sit inconspicuously, keep an eye out, and
Yeah.
take an hour.
Or if
Yeah.
we wanna be quicker, I can go invisible for a few seconds and try and, run on, but that
I mean-
might be noisy.
Or
think-
if we want to do that, I
Oh.
can just make one of us invisible for longer.
Well, I think that depends on what we're trying to do with the what
Mhm.
if we're trying to go on to look
Are
at
we
the
gonna-
boat, or do we want to speak to him? In which case, does one
Yeah.
of us want to disguise ourselves as one of the people from last night and have a conversation?
I personally, I appreciate this is going to sound like weird coming from me. I think we should like surveil the boat for a while to see if we see any sign of him coming or going, and just kind of
Who Oliver?
The
Coming and
captain.
going?
yeah.
From my earlier check, was I know if a captain, well, it's just a fishing captain, wouldn't wear anything in particular, would they?
No.
Okay.
But also, why is a fishing boat being guarded?
Because it's not a fishing boat. This is.
I
this
know,
is
but
a
like,
guy's. He's just sitting there smoking a cigarette. That's not guarding.
He might just be a legend. Should I just go and ask him for a cup?
I mean, we've got to talk to him
We need
somehow.
to talk to him somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who wants
But
to
like,
do
be
it?
Alright,
super
I go-
casual about it.
Yeah, Muck is going to be really
But not
cool.
too casual.
I'm gonna go.
Semi-casual. Casual Friday.
just
Thank
ask him if he
you.
has a light.
Okay, I'm just going to go
He's a
up
red
the
dragonborn, so probably.
Cool.
And just have pockets full of lighters all the time.
Yeah, Muck has
Yeah.
guidance for the next minute.
Cool.
Are you
I'll
approaching?
step it over. Yeah.
Are you?
Right, well,
As you approach the boat, he looks up at you. Oh, can I help you?
it's a long day, isn't it? What are you smoking? Can I join you?
Do I know you?
Don't know. We all know each other down on the docks. We don't need a history. We come and we go.
What is Muck wearing right now?
Nope.
Just her regular armor?
What a question.
I have to ask. Because I don't think Muck's dressed like a fisherman.
Just me, casual.
I think Muck is wearing armor, has a big ass sword on her back. And
Not
part of the
everyone
special-
on the docks is a
Do
fisherman.
you currently have your crest guard symbol pinned to the front of your outfit?
No, definitely not.
Okay, cool.
You have to tell him if you're a cop.
Legally. He
Give me a
legally has to
smoke,
tell you if
you're
he's
fine,
smoking
friend.
weed.
Yeah.
Entrapment.
I don't. You're not. Who are you? Oh, you. We can't hear you again, Rachel.
Then we got you.
We can hear you again.
Okay, all right. I don't know what I keep. Okay, I'm just on one of the bigger boats that kind of, we pick up a big load of fish, we drop around a couple of places. It's actually my, get a bit of downtime. So I'm just having a walk about, really.
Make a persuasion check. With your guidance.
Yes. Oh, dirty 20.
Nice.
With your negative modifiers.
Yeah.
Amazing. Fantastic.
Berea provides.
Yes. Yeah, alright. Come on aboard. I'm Captain Oliver. Nice to meet you. Sticks out a big hand.
Nice. Ah, cool. Good to meet you. I'm Gruck.
Nice to meet you, Gruck. You got a pipe? He is, as he's talking to you, he's not holding onto his pipe. It's in this long, thin stem, and he's just balancing it on his lip.
That's so cool. No, I actually dropped mine in the water this morning. I know it's embarrassing.
Yeah, especially because they float.
Not this one. Not the way they make them where I'm from.
Where are you from? Gotta give me one of those. Keep snapping mine. That's why I get the stem so long. You, it snaps. You still got a lot of stem left.
Now that's clever. You're a very clever man.
Oh.
So what are you doing in town? What brings you here? What kind of boat is this?
Got hired. Bring some people down here. Just waiting for him. Said they'd have to take him back too, and well, they pay good money, so you know.
Say no more, my friend. Unless you wanted to tell me more, in which case I'm listening. The people on my boat. Oh gosh!
Check to make you roll. Make another persuasion check.
The not a cop roll.
Make another persuasion.
This is very much that Guardian poll of like, are you going to the Palestine protests? Tell us who you are, what your job is, where you live.
Yeah. That was a 14.
Okay. He gives you a slightly odd look. It's like, all right. Well, I don't know. It's a couple of women. Throw him down from Elmsford. Well, I don't know what they were doing here.
I go, women.
We're looking for someone. I didn't ask, but they talk real loud.
These idiots always do. They always do.
Yeah. What kind of fishing they do in your boat?
We try and go for the bigger ones.
Sword
really.
fishing.
What?
Sword fishing.
Sword fishing, yeah.
In a lake.
It's not like that. You just
Oh,
throw
go
a
deep.
sword at the fish.
In this circumstance, it's catfishing, but
Yeah. Oh, I could give
Is
you
that
a
a
fish
catfish?
fact.
You
Like
are
when
an
you work
engaged
with-
woman, Gruck.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Only the
Am I
big
on again?
ones. Yes, no, you're
Okay.
still there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
question I asked you. I asked you what kind of fish, and you
What
said
kind of
you
fish?
tried to go for the big ones.
Mhm.
I mean, like, you're clearly hired muscle, right, love?
Well, I don't like to
Oh.
brag, but I guess
Well-
my muscles do ripple through the tape. Yeah.
Yes, they do. I meant what kind of nets your folks use.
Kind of nets, small-ish holes in the net, rope. Oh,
Does Muck want to make me just a general intelligence check?
yes.
Are you proficient in vehicles?
If you're proficient in water vehicles, you can add your proficiency modifier.
I think you're joking, but I'm not sure. Okay.
That is a thing you can do.
You might be as a fighter. I don't know.
In water vehicles, well, it's not on my fucking sheet. I'll tell you that.
No.
I got a 14. I'm proficient with a playing card set, if that will help.
Right. So with a 14, you would know that there are a few different kinds of fishing nets. You've got drift nets, which tend to sit near the surface. You've got like your standard like lobster cages, crab pots, which are specifically for those types of fish. You've got drag nets. You've got ghost nets, which are just super fine ones. You've got what else do you have? You have fyke nets, which are the ones they can swim in but not out, I think.
Yeah, those ones. Fyke nets.
The fyke
That's
nets.
what I would say.
Okay. He goes a bit quieter then, is just sort of sits nodding. Yeah, they're good for the big ones.
Insight?
You can make an insight check.
That will be 19.
Okay. It's not the answer It's not a bad answer. It's not the answer he was hoping you were going to say, and he seems a little bit more guarded now.
I see.
But not because you, like, he agrees with you these are good nets to use, but you get the impression they're not the nets he uses.
Let's get into, like, deep, like, net-based debate here.
I wasn't expecting them to get into what I know about fishing nets, but here we are.
You not a fyke man yourself? I literally feel like I'm using every single brain cell that I have. Like, this is so beyond my roleplay capability. I've never felt so challenged.
I love how both Muck and Rachel are like bullshitting for their lives.
I'm not even role playing anymore, guys.
Right. Are you you on the level?
Yeah. Sea level.
Make another persuasion check, Monk.
No. I don't know how many more persuasion checks I have left in me. 13.
He's probably real shit insight because he's right. Fyke nets are good. Not as good as drag nets. You're not meant to use those.
Oh, we can't.
You've cut out again, Rachel.
So she suddenly starts
Can you hear me
singing.
now?
This is miming.
I can hear
We
you
can
now.
hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. I always knew something fishy was going on that boat. Okay.
You're funny.
Dragnet. You know, I'm muscle, but I thought one day maybe I'd get, just a little boat of my own, But I mean, hey, look, I'm just spitballing here. I'm just throwing ideas around. But I guess so. You pick them up from way out. How do you kind of get jobs from further out? Did they get in touch with you, or you just more?
I live in Elmsford.
You live in Elm? Oh wow,
Yeah.
okay. What's it like? I've never been. Any? What are the sights? What's the
mountains.
local culture? The mountains, yeah.
And pretzel dip.
I love that.
Good pretzels, good vodka.
Mm.
There's this
What's the wildlife like?
I only know the fish.
Yeah, I hear you there, my friend.
I mean, there's birds and deer and things, but we get a big castle. That's quite nice to look at. I've never been inside. Think there's women have been though. Kept talking about the Baron.
The Baron. Wow. Yeah. We got nobles here too, but I don't know if you got any barons. What's that Baron all about?
Make a history check for Muck at advantage.
Oh yeah.
Because Muck might well know which Baron Captain Oliver is referring to.
Not that.
While this is rolling,
Okay,
I just want to apologise for that outburst earlier. It was the fact that something fishy here took several attempts to be said, and that just was what made it too funny.
This is environmental storytelling.
It was a long walk for a wonderful destination.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What was the check, Rachel?
11.
Okay. Yeah. You know there are definitely barons in Lishold as well. Do you think there is a chance Blurta's dad might be a baron? Cannot currently remember.
Yes.
Yeah. Blurta's parents are barons. You cannot currently think of any particular baron Captain Oliver would be referring to.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, barons is a major, isn't it?
Yeah.
Never met him?
Okay. Never met. No, never met.
I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote. I was out. Forgot about it. My wife used to remind me of those things before she left.
Women.
Left me for my brother.
Dang it.
Sorry, I made eye contact with Khalil right as he raised his eyebrows. Now I've lost it.
That's rough, buddy. That's real rough.
It was. It was.
Yeah. I'm engaged though, so I
Congratulations.
can't help. Thanks.
What are they like?
I don't care. So
Won't last anyway.
Cheers to that, my friend. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Okay.
Do you want some of I've had a nice chat with you. I appreciate it. I've just been sitting here on my own for a week. Do you want some of this? And he hands you, like, just a loose handful of tobacco.
Yes. Thanks. Cheers, mate. And next time I see you, I'll get you that pipe, yeah? I'll get you that pipe. Yeah, good to meet you, mate.
Thank you. Do stop back by if you're back in port and those women haven't turned back up.
Yeah.
Yeah. He goes back to smoking, leaning back. The tobacco, it's a mixture of tobacco and weed. So he was definitely high during this conversation.
Which is why he was rolling badly.
He was rolling really low inside.
Amazing. All right. Muck goes back to the group. Yeah, she's kind of like, I did it.
All right, so there was a baron who is a major. Who is in Elmsford.
That was a DM. Duffmer can't pronounce his word. Mayor. Major is different. I always forget these things.
Okay, so there's a baron who's the mayor in Elmsford who hired these bastards to get who's this baron? Do you know them?
Would I know them?
History check at advantage. Blurta can also make a history check, but not at advantage. Nimbo would have no fucking idea.
So what check was that? Sorry, history.
History.
26.
Ooh,
dang.
Blurta?
12. So
12. Yeah. Blurta, you're not sure. There is a local baron who a couple of years ago became the mayor of Elmsford, which you heard of from your grandmother. His name is Baron Xander Bellevue, and seems like a decent mayor. You don't know that much more about him, but you have heard of him.
Xander Bellevue. Okay, I will relay that.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a name.
We have a name.
Yeah, and they'll be going back to that boat at some point as well.
Well,
Yeah, this is their ticket back to Elmsford.
imagine only when they've got me.
Well,
Oh shit!
I mean, to
So-
be fair, we did kill one of them, so they might be like, and they seem to have been like scrubbing, so maybe they're kind of going to retreat for now.
They did say regroup, so that implies they're going to be coming back. But
Yeah.
yeah, that could be soon, or that could be, weeks from now.
Could be.
And then but they're not on the boat. They're not on the boat.
So we could just
Yeah.
loiter around here.
I mean, if they were going to try and get out as quickly as possible, they would be out already. So
Mhm.
maybe they've just moved their safe house, and maybe we should move our safe house.
Yeah.
We should definitely move.
Yeah.
I thought we just moved rooms in the end, didn't we?
Yeah. No, let's move.
You
Yeah.
do know of the other inns you know of. There's the Jaded Badger, which is near to the one you are currently staying in. There is
The
you would
Twins
walk
one?
past. There are the Twin Fiddlers in the Noble District. Is the one Calic recommended. There's Honorable Hag, which is the one the drag show is going to be at. You now know 2 more places in the docks, and you heard, I think, about the magnificent arms in the Temple District.
Oh, Temple
The
District. That
same
sounds
name
nice.
as the boat.
Just to throw it out there.
The boat was just called the Magnificent.
Just to throw it out there.
Majestic.
We do have another
Majestic,
option on the
that's it,
table.
sorry.
And Muck won't like it, I appreciate, but we
What did
could...
you say?
So we have another option on the table that would give us good security, presumably, which is we could come up for a visit to the little shit's house.
Don't we have an appointment there in 2 days?
We do.
Yes.
So
We just feel like we arrived in town early.
We have
He
stuff-
knows you're in town.
Yeah.
You
but-
arrived in town together.
Yeah, I know, but I was like in terms of like anyone asking questions externally.
Mm.
that could work. Maybe we don't want to strain that relationship early. And I don't mean your marriage, Mark. I mean, our contact with the dad.
So what about the Temple District then? Perhaps there could be some things that Nimbo you could tap into just to.
Yeah, I could maybe find talk to some contacts, or get us somewhere safe.
Yeah, even somewhere to lie low. I feel like they're gonna keep coming for me. But we do have other things to do.
Well,
So-
if they're going to keep coming for you, let's not be in the same area as our previous safe house.
Yeah.
Let's not be in the docks, which is where they
Mhm.
meet and hang out. So, and maybe we don't want to be in the posh area, because that means we're more likely to bump into people that recognize Muck and Blurter. So, priests are cool. They can keep a secret.
Can I?
Just like my
Maybe
So you go.
I could maybe chat to someone about some idol stuff, just in case the whole, champion thing is still.
Yeah,
I guess
I've been
it's not
meaning to
urgent,
check in with
but-
my deities. So, maybe we can do we can have a bit of time, maybe after the drag show or something, we could meditate together if you want. I could help you to kind of bridge that connection to the divine, or if you want to do your thing, it's all good.
Our,
No, I don't. We'll see.
You've got to try meditation, man. It'll change your life.
I feel the phrase "priests are cool" has big youth pastor energy.
I will look over at the kids who are fishing.
Yeah. Mhm.
And say
And cast fireball.
That's blurta.
I don't want to not know what's going on here, and I feel like we should know what they're up to. We could enlist some help to keep an eye on them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad if child labor employs child labor. It cancels it out.
It does.
Yeah.
It just becomes labor. And that is the official line of Science and Sorcery.
It's not. I think the official line of Science and Sorcery is Sam and Alex both said it would be cool to play as teenagers.
But yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's a great idea. How do we buy kids?
I'm so fired.
No, sorry. How do we get these young people on side?
I mean, money usually works.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Money's good.
Yeah, I
I
was gonna
think
say that.
give them a bunch of gold. Keep an eye on where these people come and go.
But maybe we don't want to give them too much because then they won't need the half later. So we'll give them a little bit now.
Yeah.
And with the promise later. That's kind of how a lot of religion works. So,
Yeah.
you get a bit of community now and the promise of the afterlife later.
I mean, how old are these kids?
We could offer to buy
Once
the
they're
fish.
fishing,
that
they're
we
like
catch.
10 to 12, maybe.
I'm just like, well, I have some biscuits and crackers.
No,
Kids
that's-
like crackers. I don't know.
I think
Okay.
we can recruit the kids to keep an eye
Yeah.
on what's going on here. We move to the temple district and try and stay safe there. We get ready for the drag show that you both have to perform in this evening. And when we know what's going on with the people coming and going here, where they're going, what they're up to, we take the fight to them.
That sounds great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they're just going to keep coming.
Yeah.
And I know you just made friends, but if it comes down to it, Oliver needs to go too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll see where he lands. Yeah. But so I guess
I was
what we're
just-
giving. Oh, you go.
No, I'm fine.
Oh, I was gonna say, should we give these kids a copper now, and then maybe a silver in a couple of days, and a gold to anyone who spots like anything super interesting going in or out of the boat?
I mean, what's the exchange rate to sort of real world currency? So we have an idea.
A gold would be a lot of money for a child, like an ordinary child.
Let's not give them too much because then they'll
Okay,
talk about
so a copper now.
Or a
then
silver now and 5 silver if they find something.
I mean that's half a gold. That's still a lot.
Mm.
Should we do a copper now, and then a silver in a couple of days, just to keep them like on the clock, and an extra silver to anyone who gives us any useful information.
How are they going to get this information to us?
That's a good point. We don't want them coming to where we are.
We
Let's
send.
designate a meeting spot.
Could we send your fiance? Give him a job.
Yes,
Stand
absolutely.
around talking
Absolutely.
to children.
Oh my god, your
Yes.
It's the same
fiance's
height.
gonna get bullied by some vicious children.
Fuck yeah.
He might smite them. He is a paladin.
Yeah. He is also just like 15. He's fine.
He is.
He's a child and he's small, so
He is.
It's not
Right.
weird.
He just like turns
Can-
up and they're like, "Hello, fellow children."
Okay. Easy enough to designate a spot. Can one person please give me a persuasion check for whoever it is who's going to be talking to the children?
Could it be me?
Or youth
I mean,
pastor.
you're-
yeah, probably.
You're the most persuasive. I'll guide
Somehow.
All right. Give me a persuasion check.
26.
26, okay. Right. Let me make a note of that. And as you persuade the kids, are you just asking one of them, or there's like 6 hanging about, so you could spend 6 coppers?
I think I can afford 6 coppers.
Yeah.
12 eyes are better than 2.
on the Majestic. Okay.
Do I get points for that
yeah.
maths, Dagmar? Do I get a dice?
No. Even I can do that math. Right. So you persuade these children to keep an eye on the boat. They all eagerly agree. And you head back to the city towards the Majestic Arms to relocate yourself and start preparing for a drag show. And that is where we're going to pick up next week. Because I'm getting tired.
Looks.
Cool, and
So-
thank you to Hogan for gifting a check.
A sub
Sub.
to Nature Check, amazing.
Yay!
I do apologise that you walked back in and was talking about child labour.
It's not child labour if the employer is also a child.
It's just
It's
a
just-
hobby.
It's the transitive property. Sorry, I'm gonna shut up.
Incredible. Right. We are going to be back next Sunday at 7 p.m. And because I forgot to mention it at the top of the show, do keep in mind as well, on the 1st of December, we are back with our anniversary stream, Baldur's Kissing Gate, DM'd by Alex, featuring me, Sam, and Rachel.
Like, and the other one.
The other one. Sam and I will be playing lovers. It's gonna be interesting. Plural, because Sam's playing 3 characters, because
Interesting.
Sam hates Alex. I don't know the reason for this,
I think-
actually.
I
why
think
he
that's the
decided
reason.
It might be.
Makes me want to cry.
I am gonna be playing a hunk of a man. It's gonna be great. I think. Fingerblasters black, white, and red design is in our Redbubble shop. So if you want to
Ooh.
support us, so we can buy our. I keep wanting to say employees now. Our child laborers tech. Please do. It's Alex. And I think those are our announcements. So we will be back on Sunday.
MVP.
MVP, thank you. Who's the MVP this session?
I
I
want
really
to say
feel
first
like
of all, oh, you go.
sorry, go on. Em carried a lot of the episodes, especially in the first half. So I feel like Em was our guiding light, our commander, everything. Like, what would we actually have done today without
Something
Em
entirely
doing-
different.
Yeah.
Something I hadn't prepped for. I'm so proud I managed to predict what you were going to be doing and guide you in that direction.
I can't.
On you go, Alex.
I can't give it to Rachel, as you just had it last week, but I just want to applaud that beautiful conversation with Captain Reese.
Something
That was
fishy.
harder than my Viva.
I
Not much about fishing either, if it helps.
I think Blurter handled the dock master pretty well, but
Yes.
I think like there was the slightly confusing, slightly enigmatic start, but then really unfucked the dog. I mean, unscrewed the pooch. I mean, really like
Something that's
untangled some of the circles we were going around in. So I would second the M suggestion.
Yeah, I'd third that as well.
I would have just added in that I loved that conversation with like you're not a fyke man. I think it's like one of my favourite things I've ever heard.
Although I
Yeah,
also
I'm great at
quickly
passing.
want to shout out the silenced door kick.
Mm,
'Cause that was
That was
cool.
Yeah,
brilliant,
that was
yes.
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
was
thank
cool.
you.
All
I mean,
right, who's
ironically,
taking it?
wouldn't have been very dramatic in the moment because it was completely silent. But it felt.
Yeah.
It would have been shocking to M, though. Right, so we give it to M? I think that's what I'm hearing
Yeah.
most. M, there you go.
Awesome.
M. All right, M gets MVP. We will be back next week, Sunday. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you very soon. Bye, folks.
Bye.